Hey everyone, it's Goddess Chrissy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. I'm gonna do a reading on a Latina singer. Actually, she wasn't just a Latina singer, but she also was streaming into what some would call maybe, pop or R&B. There's the alarm going off. There's the alarm. I don't know if you guys heard it. So this is going to be a very, very, very strong reading. But I'm doing this reading on Selena or Selena Quintanilla. I just read that her father has passed away at the age of 86. May his soul rest in peace. And it just gave me this thought for me to just tap into her energy and get some words of wisdom from her spirit. She was such a loving and just, they're saying innocent but also mature. She just had this child nature about her, and she continued to embrace that. She always made sure that in any type of work, there was some type of play. And that's what was so special about Selena, because she was doing something she was very passionate about and what she was placed on this earth to do. And that's why she caught so much attention and so many hearts of all those that saw her and loved her. A little bit of background with me and learning about Selena. So I remember I was very, very young and her song came on. The one that I really remember is Bitty Bitty Bum Bum, right? So that song, my dad is from Central America, so he would play Spanish music and that song would come on, and that was my song. And I remember telling, I think it was my mom, like I have to get, at the time it was cassette tapes, okay? Those that don't know what a cassette tape is, you gotta look it up. But we had cassette tapes and I was like, I need to get her music. And I had got her cassette tape that had the Bitty Bitty Bom Bom song on it. And I used to play it all the time, like just play it out. And I remember distinctly like the day that she died, and I was like out in downtown somewhere, and I just remember just people being incredibly sad, some people crying. I remember watching the Spanish news, watching the English news, and then just people just being devastated and putting the candles. It was just really, really a sad time. It reminds me of when Kobe Bryant died. Like both of those energies are very similar because it was someone of such great importance and such a big tragedy that it was just felt all over. And it makes me sad just thinking about it right now. To be honest with you, anytime I would see Selena being talked about or her music would come on, this incredibly amount of sadness and grief would come over me. And I believe that feeling, that moment that I get is the feeling that her family would get when they would hear her name or hear her music or watch a home video with her in it. I really, really get that, especially from her mother. She never got over the passing of her daughter. Till this day, it still hurts as if it was yesterday. And no parent should have a child that goes before they do. But when that does happen, I can't even imagine the incredible amount of pain that is felt, especially even more so when it's a tragedy and just come out of nowhere like it did for Selena. So on that note, I'm going to try to get out of this energy of sadness right now and focus on this reading. I'm going to drink some water for that. Before I started the reading too, my eyes were kind of aching, and it just reminds me of just like crying and crying till your eyes hurt, crying till you can't cry anymore. All right, so we're going to tap into the energy of Selena. I have these beads here, and I'm asking the spirit of Selena, high vibration, high frequency, to come through and share what message you have. Okay. Okay, so we have WIS. I feel like this is wise or whiz. Okay. So that could also mean that she was wise before her time. She was like also like a wizard. Whatever it is she wanted to manifest, that happened. This also reminds me of Wiz in Yandel, which is like a reggaeton group that may have some, I don't know, maybe Wiz from that group is really liked Selena when he was younger. I don't know if he's ever admitted that. I don't know. We could look that up after the fact, but this could also be in regards to him as well from the reggaeton group. Let's see here. What do we have over here? I'm going to get... Is there somebody that starts with an N that was really close to her? There was somebody too that was like OCD. Just had to be clean all the time. Make sure that everything is in proper order. So that's another message that Selena's giving you. That make sure that you guys have everything in proper order. All your papers situated. Make sure you go over any contracts that you have. Fine print. There's a Q and a G here. So somebody that starts with the letter G name, she's saying that that is a queen. That is a queen. So I don't know who it is. If you guys could put in the comments if you know anybody that is close to her that has the letter G. I'm also getting Gloria Estefan too. Like acknowledging Gloria Estefan. So I feel like she's also acknowledging the women that paved the way in Latina music. Yeah, because I'm also seeing J for like J-Lo here. What else, Selena? Show me. She's also talking about certain Latino groups. The groups, like Theano groups. So she's really acknowledging how far Spanish music has come. It's come a long way, and they've really paved the way for more and more generations to come. She's also mentioning what I was taught, like the VCR, something about the VCR. There's a video that she had where she was wearing like this vest. I think it was like a vest with a skirt. She's talking about that moment. She's saying that in that moment was one of her best moments doing that video. Was it with a Spanish group when she was wearing the vest with the skirt? You guys let me know. Let's put the pieces of the puzzle together. And that's also the point that she's making as well. She's saying that just like these beads are with the different letters and with us putting the clues together, she said this is the Spanish community. This is Spanish music all together. And they all bring the pieces together and form as one. She would like to see the Latino community to continue to come together, for people to continue to come together and form as one. She's saying that every one of us is a different piece of the puzzle, and it doesn't work unless we work together. Okay? That's pretty beautiful. All right, thank you, Selena, for that. Now we're gonna go into her life, okay? We're gonna go into her life. I have to say too, J-Lo did an amazing job in that movie playing Selena. She did very, very well. And that's just my opinion. All right, guys, so this is pretty interesting. My true crime deck fell. I was already going to do a reading, include these cards in my reading with Selena, but she wants me to talk about how she died. She wants me to get into that right now. Not sure why, but let's do it. Okay, so Selena, what do you want us to know about your death? And it seems like she just wants to get that out the way, because that's not what she wants to be remembered by. But she knows that people are also puzzled and curious about that. So what do you want us to know about your death, Selena? Secret. Celebrity. Landfill. Okay. So there may have been something that was a part of a secret that was thrown away. Look, bottom of the deck is homicide and justice. So she did receive justice by the person who killed her going to jail. She is acknowledging that, but she's saying that something was thrown away. There was a secret about her death that was thrown away. Okay. Is there anything else you want us to know, Selena, about your death before we move on from this? So there's still more, guys, that we don't know. So I remember in the movie where the woman that shot Selena had a lot of debt, or she was stealing money. So it talks about having a lot of debt. Perversion. I feel like also that there were allegedly companies who were also stealing money. If I don't feel like this was just the lady here. With this perversion and the fire, I feel like this lady was very sick in the mindset of she only saw what she wanted, and when she saw what she wanted, she felt like she had to do what she needed to do to get it. She found the opportunity and she took advantage of that fact. If you see the eyes set fire, you know how, yeah, it's weird because look at this, imprisonment and love. So in a perverse way, she felt like, I'm doing this because I love you, but I love myself more. I'm getting a sense of, I want to be you. I should have been the one who was like you, but instead I got the short end of the stick and my life was horrible. So she turned it into a selfishness of all about herself. But again, here, there is something that was hidden, okay, and it was thrown away. It was never found, and it was a key piece of information behind this whole death of Selena. Okay, so I'm gonna ask, is this secret, can this secret still be revealed, Selena, and how? That road, male, healing. Interesting. there's a man here that knows something about this. It talks about accomplice, partner in crime. Yeah, look at this. Family and fraud. So I don't feel like this lady that did the shooting was the only person that was cheating and stealing money. She had an accomplice, allegedly. Okay. Do I feel like this person is going to come out? No, I don't. I feel like this person is going to pass away, and then possibly information may come out then. That's what I'm getting. If even, because he also doesn't want to leave a stain on his family's memory once he is gone. So he may feel like, I just want to leave that part of my life alone. Okay. Let's see here. What kind of person was Selena when she was on this earth? Selena, tell us, what was your personality like when you were here on the earth realm? Oh, I can't talk. Did she have a stutter, or wasn't able to? I know she had learned Spanish a little bit after the fact, but did she ever have like a stutter or a speech impediment? Because just now I tried to speak and I'm like, So she's also letting us know too that she's coming through. All right, Selena, what was your personality here on this earth realm? Okay, let's do 3. Okay, they want to do 3 more. 3 more then. 3 more it is. All right. Can you guys see that? All right, so let's see what her personality was when she was here. Let's check it out. Ooh, gossip. This is so interesting because I also have the card of the gossip, okay? Of the gossip. So believe it or not, Selena was a girl's girl, okay? So if she heard some stuff, she's calling you up to let you know, like, I just burped, so it's like word vomit. Like, it just came on out. Girl, did you hear? Did you hear about Sophia? And she was with such and such, and then, you know, Ramon saw her while she was with such and such, and they got into it, girl. Oh my God. Yes, okay. Allegedly, Selena gossiped, okay? She was a girl's girl. She had word vomit, okay? So Selena wants you guys to know how much of a real person she was. Like, she wasn't perfect. She had flaws. And so that's one of the flaws. She liked to gossip. If something happened, she's going to call you up and tell you about it. Okay, if something happened with you, she's going to call up her sister and tell her about it too. All right, there it is. But at the same time, with the light attribute here, says consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. So if she does get some information and the person tells her, look, this stays between me and you, she's going to keep it between you and her, okay? She's not going to betray that trust. So she was loyal. All right, and some, I'm hearing like loyal to a fault at some times, but she saw the best in people, okay? All right, let's see. Monk, nun. Okay, so I do feel like Selena prayed. Okay. I don't know if she has ancestry in like Catholicism, because this looked like Catholicism to me, or like Protestant. But she definitely believed in a higher power. And she definitely believed in making the right decisions for herself in her life. So if she was to become sexually active, she would want to be married first, things of that nature. Okay. So she always tried to do the right thing in the right way that was seen in her religious community and what she believed in. Shapeshifter, navigating through levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. I think we saw this too, right, in Selena's lifetime when she was a celebrity, when she was I'm saying actress. I feel like she would have gone into acting had she lived longer. Did she have any acting roles when she was alive? If not, I feel like that's something that she would have went into. That would have been her next thing. That's what this means with shapeshifter. Like, she was a person of many talents, and she could have tapped into different arenas of creativity. I also am getting, which like I was getting to earlier, what we had seen, especially from the movie, is that she was able to be Selena, the Spanish speaker. She was able to be Selena, the English speaking artist. But at the end of the day, it was all Selena. It was all genuine. She was a compassionate human being, and she always had a smile on her face. Oh my gosh, and her smile was just electrifying. Her smile made you smile. Midas, entrepreneur, what did I say? Creative ability, turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. She wasn't stubborn. She wasn't a person that was saying, this is all for me, me, me. She wanted to share in her wealth. She wanted other people, if she was happy, she wanted other people around her to be happy as well. She didn't like seeing people going without. Ooh, Femme Fatale. Erotic energy. Remember I told you guys about, sexual activity, being married before being sexually active, things of that nature. But at the same time, she did embrace her sexuality. She knew she was a beautiful person. She had this beautiful body, and she wanted to show it off. She was embracing her femininity. So she, I felt, was trying to maintain a balance of maintaining her femininity, her sexuality, but also being true to herself and her religious values, which sometimes she had a hard time balancing out, because she would ask herself, am I making the right decision? Should I go forward with doing this? But it made her happy, and that just answered her question whenever she questioned herself. Like, what makes me happy? This is what makes me happy, so I'm going for it. I feel like also, if she would have lived longer, there would have been more pressures to be more sexualized, and that's when she would have had to confront this her beliefs. Surrendering your power of choice to divine with complete trust. Okay, so there were times where, especially when she was starting out, of so many voices saying you should do things this way, no, you should do things that way, you should come out like this, no, you should be seen as coming out like that. So there were times where she felt like strings were being pulled for her in different directions, and it was very stressful for her. And the way she released her stress was talking about it. So she was not someone that kept things to herself. If something bothered her, she would speak on it. She would say something. Okay. All right, so all right, I have my Disney princess cards here, and I'm gonna ask Selena, let's go into your personality. Okay, so we're just focused on the category of personal here. What do you want to tell us in the category of personal? Okay. All right, so let's see here. First card we have is Pocahontas, which I love. All right. So one of the things that I get here from the first card is like Selena wanted to see the world. She wanted to go to different places that her ancestors had never even been or even heard of. She wanted to really widen her horizons. She wanted to reach other audiences. And she was very open-minded to what the possibilities were. There were unlimited possibilities. She did not limit herself to just one genre. Okay. She was a very relaxed person. She took it easy. She went with the flow. She loved being around water, like the oceans. She just really was an easygoing person. Like, that's what she's saying. But she also is saying be careful of the company that you keep. So she didn't always surround herself with the best of people. And she is acknowledging that. And it's not just talking about this lady. Okay, we're talking in general. We haven't even started talking about this lady yet. And by this lady, I mean the person that shot her. But she's saying that she went with the flow, but sometimes she had company of people that she shouldn't have had company with. And she acknowledges that. She wasn't a materialistic person. That's what the napkin is for. It's saying that she wasn't someone that was just focused on material, but she really just was doing something that she loved, and the material came with it, and that's what it was. Okay. All right, let's go into Selena's mother real quick. Hold on, guys. I'm just putting cards away as I'm using them. Okay, so how did Selena's mother feel when she got the news of her daughter being shot and then killed? How did Selena's mother feel about that? So it seems like Selena's mother, in order to deal with Selena's death in the beginning, she kind of tricked herself into believing that it wasn't real, that it wasn't the case. So let me give you guys an example. Oh man, Selena's coming through by dropping these boxes of cards. Okay, hold on. She wants me to go into this card. It's the Angel Wisdom deck. I'm telling you, like, all right, Selena, what do you want to say? What else do you want to say? Okay, so Selena wants to go through with these cards here. Okay, so I'm going to finish this and then I'll go into what she's saying here. So Selena's mom put herself in the mindset that it wasn't real, and what was actually happening wasn't what was happening. So if Selena wasn't there, it's because she's off on tour. She's off on tour. She'll be back when she comes back. Everything is fine. I'm just going to continue doing what I was doing before. Nothing's wrong. Selena's on tour. She's good. Everybody's fine. We're happy. I don't know why people make it a big deal. Like, Selena's on tour. She's living her best life. I'm happy as her mother that she's doing everything that she ever dreamed of doing. So she kept up this delusion of what it wasn't in order to live through it in the beginning, because she couldn't actually face it. She couldn't face the truth of it. But on that note, Selena wants me to keep this reading on a high vibration. So that's why she came through. So let's get rid of these cards. And that's why she came through with this. Okay, the first card, joy. She wants to remind us that when we choose happy thoughts and set intentions to live joyfully, we are setting ourselves up for success and contentment in all areas of our lives. Okay? So she doesn't want to focus on the sadness of her death or the moment her family found out. She want to focus, and I'm saying focus, and literally that's the next card. She wants to focus on her purpose, why she was here, what she wants people to remember about her, how she feels people should live in this moment. So she's saying, as you work on your goals, recognize you need to take a step back and really focus on what you're trying to accomplish. Whether you're starting a new goal or already in the midst of it, the angels are urging you to have good organization and lots of preparation in place. So with these cards, Selena's an angel in the other realm. She's an angel. And what she does is she helps women specifically to realize their purpose, their value. Next card, abundance. The angels are telling you that you have already possessed the power you have and everything you've ever dreamed of and more. When you cultivate true joy, love, peace, passion, purpose, and freedom inside yourself, you'll see these things reflected back to you in your outside world. All right, so she is an angel. And she was an angel. And she came down into the earth realm to spread her angel wings in the form of a human. Okay. All right, I want to see, how did Abraham Quintanilla feel? How did Selena's father feel? Oh, shaky. Okay, so her father wasn't really sure if he wanted his daughter to go into the music business because he knows how cutthroat it is. And I feel like a part of him wanted her to stay away from it, even though he got her into music. So how did he feel? How did Abraham feel, Mr. Quintanilla feel, when his daughter was really getting into the music and becoming mainstream and all these things were happening? How did he feel about it? So I feel like he did feel like Selena was starting to live this lifestyle that wasn't aligned with how he raised her and what he wanted her to do. So they weren't talking as much. They could have actually been mad at each other. Selena was putting herself first in what she wanted in her life, and he felt like she had lost her way. Okay? I don't feel like at the time when Selena was really moving things along in her career, I don't feel like her father and her were on speaking terms. And this is all alleged, okay? That's what I see. Selena, how did you feel when you realized in that moment that you were going to leave this earthly realm, as far as leaving your body. How did you feel in that moment, knowing that that's what was going to happen? Were you at peace with that? Was she pregnant, guys? So she could have possibly been pregnant at the time, or felt in that moment she wouldn't be able to experience pregnancy. She wouldn't be able to experience what it's like to go through that, of having oh yeah, look at that, of having a family, having a child. So that was going to be her next thing, guys. She was going to have a kid. She wanted to have a kid. And so in those final moments, one of the thoughts that came to her was, I wouldn't be able to experience giving birth, having a child, creating a family with my husband. Okay? What do you want the collective to know, Selena, about your life? What do you want the collective to know about your life? Interesting. So I feel like she is admitting that to a certain extent, she did step away from her spiritual beliefs. She did at a certain point kind of lose her path and started letting the materialistic get to her. Did you ever get out of this before your death? This is interesting. No, I don't feel like she did. I don't feel like she did. You know what I'm getting from this? Because I don't want people to take this the wrong way. What I'm getting from this is, I'm good now. I don't need you. I'm an adult. I can figure it out. And if I need to call on you, I will. So I get like that, teenager that is 16 years old and now she feels like she knows it all and goes and does her own thing, doesn't listen to her parents, like, I got this, whatnot. That's what I'm getting here. That I'm getting that type of energy. And there's a part of her that feels ashamed about it. That's how she was at the time. Did you get closure, Selena? Did you get closure from your passing? Did you get any type of closure? Turning your back. And this here's talking about her husband. Yeah. Oh man, she really loved her husband, guys. That was her soulmate. That was her soulmate. He also has regrets as well. He also has regrets as well. There was a lot going on during that time. Now, I haven't watched the documentary, the new one that they have, but after this reading, I'm gonna probably go and check it out because I feel like there was a lot going on that people didn't know about. And I don't know if it's mentioned in this documentary or not, but that's what I'm picking up in these cards. There was a lot going on. How did Selena's husband feel in his marriage with Selena? How did he feel in his marriage with Selena? He was so, they were both so young. Like, look, they were going through it too. They were going through it too. They were just so young. They were young. They were having their fights. I also feel like both of them had their own situations going on, okay? Allegedly, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see. Selena, how did you feel about your husband at the time you guys were married? How did you feel about your husband at the time you guys were married? Twin flames. So they were mirroring each other. Yeah, it's like she was like egotistical and he was like an asshole. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I feel like if Selena had lived, they would have had a child together, but they wouldn't have been together forever. Living in the moment, moving on, letting go. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong though. There was definitely love here. But they mirrored each other. They acted the same. They were both young, immature. Okay, let me put this away. Selena, what do you want us, the collective, to know about love? What do you want us, the collective, to know about love, Selena? Interesting. Okay. Okay, so the first one is to stay away from controlling situations. Stay away from situations where the other person is trying to control you or you're trying to control the other person. If you see that's happening, get away from it. Don't be afraid to explore what you're not familiar with. So if someone is from a different place, if someone has a different look than what you're used to going out with, don't let that stop you from being open-minded to that relationship, okay? Just because something is new or different than what you're used to doesn't mean that you just shut it down, because this could be the person that is your soulmate. She also says here to make time to be alone. Don't be afraid to be by yourself and know who you are and develop that relationship with self. before you even get into any type of situation. Okay, and that's her message in the realms of love. All right, what's your realm? What's your realm? What, she must be in different realms. What is your message about money? What is your message to the collective about money? Selena, what's your message to the collective about money? Ooh, diamonds are forever. Okay, we got books, coconut, and jewel. Let's see, books. Make sure that you're knowledgeable about your finances. Make sure that you know. Check those books, okay? If you're dealing with a business, if you're spending money, you got to make sure you check your account so you know where your money is going, how you're spending your money. Keep track. Try not to overspend. Try not to overspend and get yourself in debt. She's saying that you are the most valuable in all of the universes. So that's what's most important, not all this other stuff. Okay. All right. What about as a person, Selena? What about as a person? What do you want us to know in our own personal lives? That dice, yellow, and jewel again. Okay, so let's see, jewel. Be confident and independent. Okay, she says be confident and independent. Manifest what you want. Manifest what you want. And luck is always on your side. It's up to you. I love that frog there. It's like, come on, it's up to you. Luck is always on your side. Manifest what you want. Be confident and independent in that manifestation too. Okay. All right, well, let me see here. I have so many other cards. I have here. What kind of energy was Selena getting from the people around her? What kind of energy was she getting from the people around her, source? Energy vampires. So Selena had energy vampires, guys. People demanding her attention, her emotional support, wanting to talk to her. Remember, we had that gossip card, wanting to let her know what's going on in their lives and how can she help them, and mad because you pay no mind to them. Take a break, pampering, do the things that make it recharge your energy. So she had a lot of people that was always depending on her emotionally and financially. Okay. You know, Selena, what I'm wondering is when you realized that you couldn't trust that lady, and she pointed the gun at you, what did you think in that moment? Like, I'm just curious. What did you think in that moment where this lady... Pregnancy again, guys. Like, divine masculine. Like, was she pregnant? I feel like she was in early stages of her pregnancy. She had to have been pregnant because it keeps talking about she thought about her husband and leaving her husband. That's what she thought about, and not being able to have that baby. That's what I keep getting. How does that lady feel now? What is her name? Yolanda. How does Yolanda feel now about what she did. Did this lady die? I'm getting dying of shame. Dying of shame. Let me know in the comments. I don't know. Did she die? Did she die in jail? Is she out of jail? Why did Yolanda do it? Why did Yolanda do it? Okay. She was two-faced. I told you guys, like, she wanted to be Selena. She felt like Selena had the life she was supposed to have. There was some jealousy there. There was some jealousy there. Like, she was happy to be in Selena's space and be an important person in her life, but at the same time, she was jealous. Selena, what was your purpose here on this earth? What was your purpose here on this earth, Selena? What was the reason for you blessing us with your presence? I told you guys she's an angel. She keeps coming out with angels here. Angels, angels, angels. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. So, to show you guys that if you're put in a situation, just walk away. Don't escalate it. Don't make it worse than what it is. Just kind of just let it go and leave it alone. She's also talking about women in leadership, that women need to take on more of a leadership role and to also recognize their value. I told you, as an angel, she helps specifically the feminine energies with this. And you're like, she's saying that don't be afraid to get out into the world and see what's out there. I had mentioned that earlier about her being open-minded and wanting to go places that our ancestors didn't even know existed at some point. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to explore what else is out there. In the realm of love, too, she's talking about online dating. If that's something you've been closed-minded to, try it. You know, be more open-minded. That's what I'm getting from her, for sure. If Selena wasn't anything else, she was open-minded to different possibilities, doing different things, trying things that she's never tried. Okay? That was her role. Her role was to see the world, lead, and let go from situations. Are there any other questions? Let's see. Selena, I know you come, you come as an animal, so what is your animal spirit guide? What's your animal? Okay, so when you see this animal, this is the spirit of Selena. Hyena. Okay, what is it? Sea turtle. and coyote. So she mostly come in, which is not, because she was like in San Antonio, right? San Antonio, Texas. So it's not surprising that she came in as two like earth animals that's like in the mountains. But she also came in as the sea turtle, okay? So those are the animals that she likes to try to come in as. Mountain animals, but also a sea turtle. Okay. I feel like Selena also has a niece that she's very close to. And this niece likes like water animals, like going to the aquarium, having like a goldfish. And Selena's very close to that niece. All right, Selena, you talked about what us as women, girls, should be doing. Can you give us more information on how we can take care of ourselves or tap into who we are and our purpose? What are some of the things we should be doing as women? Use your hands. Okay? Do different activities using your hands. Watch a movie. She also mentions the hands here, how your hands have energy. And music, of course. Of course. Music. Get in tune with music. Play music. Make time for you. That's what I'm seeing here. Yeah, make time for you. Get into something that involves using your hands, though. Okay. Thank you, Selena, for that. Okay, now I have this that I just got not too long, and it came messed up, but it is what it is. And I want to know, because I don't think Selena's in this. Yeah, I don't think she's in this, but I want to know what is important, like what is your theme? What is your theme for us as women? What is important for us at this time? Embracing your energy. Whose energy comes through? Maya Angelou, the energy of freedom. The Martha Stewart, the energy of getting it together. And the energy of Amelia Earhart, which is adventure. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Dolly Parton, shine, and Queen Elizabeth, femininity. And the queen there, she emphasizes the queen, the goddess. All right. Valuing who you are, stepping into your power. All of these women here have stepped into their power. Amelia Earhart went on her adventures. Martha Stewart, self-made. Maya Angelou, very spoken. Okay, so speak out. Don't be afraid to go on these adventures. That's what Selena wants you guys to know, wants all of us to know. All right, Selena, I'm going to do something very different than I ever have. All right, I am going to ask you to show us your energy at this time. So, Selena, what is your energy at this time? What's your energy? Okay. How do you feel about how women have been portrayed? What should women be focused on? Don't focus on disappointment. Portray yourself as a woman of value. Don't focus on disappointment or betrayal. What should we be focused on? Basically, what lights your fire, what makes you passionate, what do you love to do? And she's like, and I'm not talking about a man here. Okay, what are your final? Get rid of all the distractions. Embrace love. Embrace your spirit, guys. Those that are here to help you. Selena is coming through to me as though, yes, her career was very important to her. But once she got into a relationship and got married with her husband, her career kind of took on a back seat, and it was all about her partner and who she's with. I feel like this lady felt that, and she felt neglected, and that's what goes with those cards that were saying not having emotional support or not being there when you need them. Selena was focusing on building a family. And so other people that she may have had in her circle had to take a back seat. And not everybody was okay with that. It's just that Yolanda, unfortunately, acted on that. Okay. All right, guys. That is going to be the end of the reading. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Selena, thank you for coming through. And until next time, you guys, it's Goddess Chrissy. Bye.